Welcome, everybody. This is our inaugural episode of our brand new Staff Wellness podcast, The Fourth Shift, Mind, Body, Badge. Me, the Dr. Luke, and with me, as always, is going to be
Joe Valentine, an officer here in IDOC.
Okay, so we're excited. We put together this new podcast.
Yeah.
We have been working on it for at least a couple months now, kind of getting everything into order.
A lot of planning.
Yeah, a lot of planning. It actually came to us from the director. So some of you guys who may be listening know that Stephanie and I did one previously when COVID first started, just as kind of a way to get out the message. We kind of grabbed whoever we could for guests and threw something together. Well, it turned out that it was more popular than what we thought. So the director and some brass much above us have asked us to get something started again. They're really excited to infuse some life into that project. So let's tell them where we're going to go with this podcast, Joe. What are some of the things we're going to cover? So
the plan that we discussed, and don't make fun of our office right now, this is just our introduction video, right? So this is not where we're going to be recording.
I'm sure we've got some brand new space.
It's going to be gorgeous,
reserved
amazing.
For us at the new Decatur Center.
Yeah.
We're just waiting on them to get like the new mics and some of the lighting just right. We didn't want to.
We're waiting for the email.
Yeah.
Like the official text.
It should be ready
in
a minute. So
we're going to be talking about the different types of dimensions when it comes to wellness. We're going to be talking to different staff. We have at least right now 2 guests planned. We're going to be talking to staff throughout the state of IDOC in Illinois in regards to how they handle wellness, how they handle their emotions outside of work, the coping skills, stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So no matter which guest we get, whether it's somebody that you guys know or somebody you don't know, they're going to be talking about at least one or more areas of wellness. So when we talk about wellness, we've really talked about 7 areas. And I'm going to try to get them all out. If I forget something, Joe, help me out. So we've got financial wellness,
1,
spiritual wellness,
2,
environmental wellness.
Good work so far.
Mental and emotional wellness.
This is 5.
5. And did we get environmental wellness?
I think we did. So we're missing
environmental.
Spiritual. Spiritual is always the hardest. Environmental.
Maybe I think it was relational. We're going to get this down.
I think he made that up on the spot right there.
It's a new area of wellness.
It's a new area of wellness, yes.
Anyway, when we've talked about those areas of wellness, they're things that impact us in corrections the most, whether we're at work or outside of work. So we're trying to get some folks that do a good job or have kind of flipped the script in one or more of those areas to come talk to us. Yeah. And, in putting this together, there's also some people behind the scenes, some folks that are listening now, that we want to give credit to, like John Brown. He's our interim head of staff wellness, and hopefully sticks with us for even longer. John's been a friend of mine. I've known him in corrections forever. He's talked to the director and kind of fought for us for some resources and helped organize things. But when we've all been talking, Matt Miller, of course, always been involved in staff wellness since day one.
Absolutely, yeah.
We wanted to make sure we were kind of clear on some of our goals, and if we're going to do this, what we're going to get accomplished and why we're going to do it. So, as you guys know, negativity, toxicity, all of those bad things happen at every workplace. Yeah. We are certainly not immune to them, but we wanted to create a space, a podcast, and a program that surpassed that, overcame it. And something you could listen to on your drive to or from work, and would just make you feel better.
Yeah, right? Just a spot where you can go to find those resources that we all need. Every facility is drowning. Everyone's going through something. And we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff. And we just want a spot where you can watch us, get to know our faces, see us, or if you want to listen while you're driving in your car on your way to work or coming home from work.
Absolutely. And we're going to have kind of the similar format every podcast, except we'll have some guests.
Yeah.
So we're going to come on, kind of say hello, catch up on anything from the past podcast, but we'll interview our guests, talk about the wellness, and we'll try to respond to kind of questions and comments that we might get from our Staff Wellness Facebook page, from emails, from phone calls, from texts from you all. Try to answer those questions or get guests that you maybe suggest to us. Obviously, it'll be a place where we keep you up to date on everything we're doing, some other things the department's doing that fit into wellness. So it'll be a way to keep in touch. We plan to get about one of these a month out. Again, it'll kind of be dependent upon a number of things, from our availability to our special guest and to how many cuss words and uhs and ums we got to cut out, and how the editing.
The cuss words will be from me, right? So I will do what I can. I am the loose cannon in this situation. I will be as professional as I can.
So we have correctional language and we have professional language, and we slide back and forth between those two quite often.
Strongly. We do. Feel free to reach out to us on email as well, our state email, so you guys can reach out to us. So we're going to try to do blasting you guys with the emails, your state emails, so you guys can reach out and talk to us and give us maybe some topics as well. We can talk about some questions, some things you guys might want us to touch on. So yeah, this podcast essentially from the director is for staff, and I think that's going to be extremely powerful. And I'm glad that you and I have the opportunity to do this and reach out and talk and provide that resource.
And the director has a number of other really exciting ideas, surprisingly, that none of us thought about. So he's actually going to be one of our first guests within the next month or two, depending on schedules. We're going to get him in and talk about some of those exciting things. Get to know him a little bit better, kind of know mission, vision, direction of the department. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on. Just hear from him firsthand on some of those things.
Now, do we want to tell them about who our first guest is? We want it to be a surprise.
That's a tough one to tease. He's going to be wildly popular. So if any of you guys are fans of CF2F, other wellness, writings, he's got podcasts, videos, at least 2 or 3 publications of his own. He's teamed up with Katarina Spinaris.
Yeah.
You want to tell them what we're talking about?
We got the one and only William Young from Just Corrections joining us for episode 1. He's a good friend. He's someone who has always been there for me and for a lot of people. I called him up the other day and I asked him if he could be on our podcast. And he's like, absolutely. Time and place. I'm like, check. Gave him the date. Gave him the time.
And he's on day shift now, so he's a little bit easier to get a hold of.
Yeah,
he had been working some crazy shifts in the past. I know Stephanie and I had him on, and he had us on his show. I think we went on at like Friday at midnight or something crazy. So we're going to get some day hours with him, so we'll be more refreshed.
It's going to be nice. So he is the author of When the Home Becomes a Housing Unit, and what was his second book that he just came out with?
We'll let him tell you. I actually don't remember.
He's going to kill me because I have it in my car right now.
The Home is a Housing Unit was the one that stands out.
Yes.
It's going to be hard to overshadow
The
that.
Nothing That Never Happens. Bill, you can't be mad at me. I just said it. The nothing.
Well, that's why we didn't remember. It's nothing.
The Nothing That Never Happens. So he also has a YouTube channel, which is awesome to watch. He talks on so much in regards to our mental health and what new staff go through and what to expect when starting the job in corrections.
Yeah.
So
he's been
on your podcast before too.
Yeah, and we were on his, so look forward to hearing from him again, seeing him. He is somebody that you won't have a bigger heart into this mission. So he's a guy that we are keeping close to us. He's helping us with a lot of things, and we hope to, as they're kind of revamping their wellness system out in Nebraska, we hope that we can kind of lend some of our experience and expertise and go out and help him too. So. And it won't just be William Young. There's a lot of folks, other out west states in particular, that are doing some really cool things with staff wellness. So we've got connections with some of those through different groups and organizations and phone calls. We're going to be reaching out to some of those folks, bringing them on and seeing, how they can benefit our system and vice versa. And again, you guys know anybody. You guys have any experts, any connections to somebody who'd be interesting for us to talk to. You'll see those email addresses up on the video when it gets posted. So hit us up, let us know. We'll make the contacts, and we'll get something going.
Yeah. Luke, I kind of like this office. I hope this is the vibe of IDOC, and I like it right now.
We are really close here. Like, what you don't see is his other hand is touching my knee.
I swear to God, these are my hands right here. I'm excited to do this with you, man. This is going to be fun. I will be as professional as I can. I will keep the language at a minimum. So if you see him poke me or hit me, Joe might have crossed the line a little bit.
And you might see this background again when we record.
Yeah.
We don't know. This office certainly does work pretty well. There's some other opportunities. We'd also love to go live from some locations too. So just figuring out all the logistics.
That'd be cool.
We've got some pretty mobile gear, and our guests sometimes are not going to be in person. So as long as we can get a phone connection, we can bring them in. So we may even come to some of your sites. You got a particular interest or a good spot for us to be, let us know. We'll come there. We'll talk to you.
Yeah. We are getting ready. Our goal is to get this out beginning of October.
Yeah. So
now we're committed to it.
We've got Will Young coming on really soon. We are getting ready to schedule with the director, and we got a couple more people on deck. So those first 4 episodes, it's going to come pretty quick for us. We do have a process where we're going to edit, kind of polish up, and really put some sizzle,
professionalism,
some sizzle on it too. So you guys have something to be proud of.
I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
I'm really excited. We've been waiting all week for this. It's been a long week, but this is a nice way for us to kind of cap it off by reaching to all of you guys. Again, we really do want to hear from you. This is a podcast for you. This is not Joe and I putting on a show. Certainly, you'll get to see our personalities and get to know kind of how zany and wacky and nerdy we are. We both kind of nerd out on some things. So.
Absolutely.
But it's really about you guys. Nobody in our department has joined Staff Wellness for their own benefit. Like just the other day, I'll kind of share a story. We did some canvassing at one of the local sites, and somebody said, "Oh boy, you just had a surgery earlier this week, and you had this going on this other day. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you getting up early and doing that? Doesn't that make you tired?" Well, yes. But what I told them is like Staff Wellness is, among some other things, but perhaps the thing that most puts those wind in my sails, getting to go talk to staff on duty, even if it's just for a couple minutes, getting to know, put a name and a face together, tell them thank you for what they do, connect people to some outside services, give them some resources, let them know that they've got peers and coworkers looking out for them. One of the best feelings in the world. And we haven't always had this program.
Yeah.
As any of our listeners from the last show know, I grew up in a corrections family. This kind of thing was unheard of 20 years ago. So we're excited, not only that we get to do it, but that we have people way above us holding us up, giving us a lot of freedom and resources we need to complete this. So it's not like their hands in it telling us what to present. They just said, we want your creativity, do whatever you want, but we want to get a show out there. So and good feeling.
Staff Wellness is here to stay. And that's the cool thing about this too. And this is just another stepping stone that we can say, hey, we got you guys' back, and this is that other resource for you guys is this podcast. And it's something that I know Luke and I are both very passionate about when it comes to talking to staff, checking on staff, making sure staff's okay. Sometimes we got to check on each other as well.
Absolutely.
And just bombard each other like crazy. So, this is going to be fun. I know I keep saying that, but this is going to be really fun.
We look great. I can't think of anything I'd rather do.
You got Friday. The hair for it. I'll tell you
hair.
That.
Well, you see, it's thinning out a little bit.
He didn't want to do the video podcast. He wanted to do the audio, and I said, we're going to do a video.
Well, my beard doesn't look as glorious as yours. I got a few more years to get that grown out.
It's the edits. I've done the edits on the beard. That's what the video
Though that beard's really there, guys.
No, it is.
He didn't edit that. There's like no grays. That thing is well manicured. He's got like beard oils from 15 different countries, probably chemicals that are illegal to import in here, but that thing looks good.
Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. So, check your emails, check for updates. We're going to be around. We're going to be reaching out. Reach out to us whenever you guys want to.
All right. Till next time, guys.
Later, guys.